What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Black. It's a Black Opinionated podcast, aka The Bop, where everything is always opinionated and completely unadulterated. I got my man Kitchen in the building with me tonight.
Hey, yo.
Yo, it's finna be a fun fucking show.
It's about to get real.
And on top of that, we got our gin and tonics.
Shameless plug. Thank you, Tanqueray, for lowering your prices.
Thank you, Tanqueray. Especially for tonight. That wasn't playing, by the way.
It's delicious.
I just felt like it was the right thing to do after we said. I just felt like it was the right thing to do after we said something about Tanqueray.
Like the toast without the toast.
All right, man. So what we doing tonight? We're gonna be talking about toxic people and why you should keep like-minded people in your circle. It's gonna be fun. Tom, what up? Tom is loyal.
He is. You loyal. I appreciate you.
Facts. Factuals. All right, man. So, there's all kinds of toxic people out there. And most of the time, a toxic person isn't blatantly toxic.
So here's a theory that I have. It's not really a theory. It's really just factual. I think everybody has their own definition of a toxic person.
True.
Because not everybody's path is the same. So really a toxic person is just somebody interrupting your path to greatness.
Right. And toxic people aren't always so blatant about being toxic either. It might be your boy that, y'all been boys forever, but every time you try to say you trying to do something, he got 1,001 excuses or she got 1,001 excuses on why you shouldn't be doing it.
Just constant negativity. Either way, in some way, shape, or form, toxic person is just negativity. There's some sort of negativity backing the fact that they're a toxic person. So if I have a dream, if I'm MLK in it,
I hate you because that's the first person. That's the first person that popped in my head. I'm like, I hope this nigga don't say MLK. He went there.
If I have a dream and it's something that I'm going for, somebody that's interrupting my path towards my goal, to me, is a toxic person. It could be something as simple as you didn't want to let me borrow the $5 for gas that I know you have in your pocket right now as we stand here. You didn't want to let me borrow the $5 for gas to go to this interview or to go to meet this one person that could next, and I'm telling you, like, yo, I got you next week, bro. I'm good for it. But simple things like that. That doesn't necessarily, but usually the people that aren't willing to help you out are usually the ones that want to keep you in the same spot.
Facts.
So, most toxic people like seeing you struggle.
Well, I feel like most toxic people is like that whole, what's that saying, misery likes company.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said, it's not always so blatant up in your face toxic either. And toxic people come in all shapes and forms. And I think sometimes people have a tendency because somebody has a certain title, like your mom or your dad or your grandmother, you just feel like you should do certain things because like this person.
Yeah, you're not. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Find it.
I'm trying to find it. I don't have a dictionary handy. Otherwise, I would. But
you got a cell phone. A whole dictionary. That is a.
I'm so glad you have the buttons over there. Just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
You know what's crazy? I gotta do this because
shut your mouth.
Oh, I hate you. You're not. You don't have to. A toxic person is a toxic person, and I hate that. I hate that theory, like you just said, that oh, well, yeah, but that's your mother. I don't care. Well, maybe my mother's a no good, low down, dirty thief, or she's been taking advantage of me my entire life, or something. Not that my mother takes advantage of me. Please don't beat me when you see me. But just as an example, maybe that's the case. Or that's your brother, man. You can't talk about your brother like that. The hell I can't. My brother stole $3,000 out of my pocket. Also, my brother did not do that to me.
We're just giving examples.
Examples. So toxic people are toxic people. You're not. You don't have to have ties to somebody just because. blood is thicker than water, but there's plenty of sayings. I mean, blood doesn't make you family. Loyalty makes you family and stuff like that. But you're not.
It is a lot of cliche sayings out there.
Yeah. Everybody got some kind of saying on the back of their Facebook or that was like their backup to their MySpace pages, like Scarface and loyalty makes you family, and whatever you want to do. But either way, you're not tied to any single person. People that have your best interest in mind is who you should be tied to.
Facts.
And that's kind of the point that we're trying to make is you don't have to be. Yeah, that's your brother. Me and this man have been friends for 10 plus years now.
Facts.
And
we became friends on some old humbug shit too.
Yeah, some weirdo shit, like just some run of the mill.
It wasn't like weird.
It wasn't weird, but like some run of the mill.
I'm gonna really need you to change your fucking pick better words, bro.
It's the liquor. But it was, I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. It was just one of them, just happened by fate and.
Yeah,
boom,
and then we realized that we kind of just wanted the same thing out of life.
Right, and then we just been kicking it ever since.
And then everybody that we was kind of hanging around was...
He said, I need money too.
Facts. And that pretty much is almost that's like a real life story on pretty much how it happened. And everybody that we were hanging around at the time, we had a lot of mutual friends, but we never actually hung out. And we were hanging out with a lot of mutual friends, and they were still on the same bullshit. And, we kind of, separately on our own terms and everything, realized like this is not where I want to be. In 10 years, I want to be, somewhere further. Out of life. Right. So we surrounded ourselves, like, we kind of just started hanging out and then realized, like, yeah, we do want the same thing. And then we started working on ways to achieve it. I mean, and don't get us wrong. Like, if toxic people aren't people who tell you no, right?
No.
That's not a toxic person. That just somebody also who could be looking out for your interests. So don't think because, your boy tells you, like, I don't think this is a good idea or that's a bad idea, or your girl's like, I don't think that you should go over there. They're being a toxic person. A toxic person is someone who literally downs everything that you have good going for you, or they find some way to shame it or downplay it or
bring their own insecurities into. That's one thing that you'll find common in a lot of people that are toxic to your development is they project everything on you. They project their insecurities
right.
and their issues in life. Well, just because you didn't get that raise last month doesn't mean I can't get a raise in my job. You know
right.
what I mean? Like, just because you couldn't get that car last month or you went to the dealership and you didn't get approved doesn't mean that I'm not going to get approved. So you can't tell me, oh, well, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Well, maybe it will happen. Maybe I go there and I catch a dude on a good day.
Right.
But why are you down on me? You're supposed to be my people. So why are you down on me when I'm just trying to make a come up?
Because you're toxic.
I am.
You
Britney Spears is toxic.
You know what's crazy? I seen, when Britney had that whole breakdown thing, and I seen a meme the other day. It was like, the older I get, I understand Britney's breakdown.
It's true,
and that's true. The older I get, I understand.
That's the thing. Like, and I feel like that's an aspect in it too, because just going back to how we met in our friendship and looking back on it now, like, there's people then that me and you both probably would have took a bullet for. There's people then that we call best friends and considered family. And there's people then that we look back and we're like, damn, why do we even fuck with them?
Yeah, and the same people now.
You know what I mean? Like, you were just holding me back.
Yeah, and the same people now wouldn't piss to put out on fire.
Right. Or even so, like, I wouldn't give you that kind of time of day. Not that I have
right.
any,
I'm not going to give you that type of energy.
I save that energy for people that deserve it. Like, I don't have any malicious feelings towards you, but I'm not going to go out of my way for you neither.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I did that for so many years and I got nothing in return from it, and I realized that. So now I'm past that now, and I think that's where a lot of people have a problem is. You hold on to these relationships and these ties to people that you're really not, you really don't have to be tied down.
Right.
You're not anchored down into any relationship or anything. But I feel like some people have that feeling. Like they don't have the ability to cut ties when they should.
I was like that for a while.
I was like that for a while.
I couldn't, and it got to the point where
I know you was like that.
yeah, nigga, I was like that. I mean,
you had that conversation.
we could be real. We gonna be real with these.
You want to be real?
We're gonna be real with these viewers.
Game, recognized game, and you looking kind of unfamiliar right now.
Facts. I really was.
Yeah, no, that was, and see here the perfect example actually. Since we're gonna be real, perfect example. This is my man's here. This is my brother. This is my best friend. So I would never want anything but the best for him. But he was tied down into a situation with a certain person that I saw as a negative influence on where he was in life and what he was trying to accomplish and what he was trying to do. And I came to him with negativity, but not negativity in the sense of like, yeah, fuck you, yada, yada, yada. It was more, what are you doing with yourself? Like, why don't you recognize these things? This isn't good for you.
Right, and I took it the wrong way.
There's vocabulary, man. There's a way to express the ways that you're what you're trying to convey to somebody without doing it in such a way where you put. Some people can't take that, and I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. Some people can't take criticism. Some people are soft in the heart and cannot take that sort of thing.
Hence these kids now.
Facts, but. Honestly, it took me a while to beat it in his head, and he finally understood. And it took sometimes it takes an instance, just one thing to happen.
I think sometimes
really
also too is when somebody else comes to you and you're like, "Yo, this is a bad situation that you're in. Like this isn't good to what's going on. This isn't conducive to your mean of life. This isn't helping you. This isn't healthy. This is." When you're in that situation, you only see what's inside that box.
Facts.
So even though...
And if you're in a place mentally, if somebody's telling you that it's not good for you, but you're in a place mentally where you feel like you're happy and you're on top of the world. But from an outsider's perspective, we know like,
it's definitely,
bro, this is definitely not good for you. And that's kind of where we were at, me and him, with a situation where it was... I'm seeing past all the rainbows and glitter and flowers, and he's still stuck in that, honeymoon phase. And I was just like, bro, you gotta look past that. It's deeper than that. And I'm not gonna lie, it took what?
Couple years.
3-4 years, something like that. Multiple interactions with this person.
Multiple breakups,
encounters. Many a times of him being on the phone and walking fucking 4 miles up the road, and then he's like, "Where the fuck am I at?"
Facts.
But he's a walker.
Especially when I'm on the phone, I don't know what it is.
I turned around one day. I swear to God, we were outside of the house, and he was on the phone, and I'm sitting there, and I was literally having a conversation with myself because I turned around. He was at the stop sign a quarter mile up the road. I was like, "Where the fuck did he go?
When did you even get there?"
What? How? Wait,
how
such a large man move so fast?
By the grace of God.
He's just fucking floating, levitating.
I Pennywise the shit out your ass. Y'all float. Nah, man, but for real, and honestly, like Kitchen said, yo, it did take me a long time. And I don't know what it is. And honestly, yo, that's not the first time it happened. That was the first person.
First of all, I just want to say, fuck Tom.
Tom said he ain't never going to go to Newark with us again.
That wasn't
our fault.
That was not our fault.
That was not our fault at all.
I just want to make that known to anybody that may or may not have seen that night. That was not our fault on both accounts.
On both accounts. I plead the fifth. It wasn't us.
I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
So, anyway, I digress. Back to the subject at hand, and honestly, and so what's crazy? Remember, I had that conversation with you. I said, "Yo, it's about time. It's around that time that this person probably should be popping back up in my life.
And it happened.
And guess what?
Like clockwork.
She called me the other day. Swear to God, bro. Called me the other day.
Like clockwork.
Like fucking, like clockwork. And you know what I said to her? I said, because she was telling me everything that's bad that's going on. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm listening. And then I'm giggling while I'm listening to her. And what she's telling me is not funny. It's a fucked up situation, right? But I'm giggling more so because I'm like,
because you're in the back of your mind, you're like,
I called the fuck out of this. Called the shit out of this. And then she was like, well, what do you, she was like, well, I don't understand what's so funny. I was like, you're right. I was like, it's not funny. I was like, I just knew that you were about to pop back up in my life. She was like, she gonna say, well, how do you know I was about to pop back up? I said, because it's like clockwork. I said, when you're doing good, all of a sudden we have issues. You don't want to be in a relationship. You gotta figure out who you want to be. You got to go do this. You got to go do this, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that, and you leave the situation. I said, but as soon as shit get fucked up, you call me, because you know what type of person I am. I'm not a mean natured person by nature. I'm not mean spirited.
glad you found the word.
But this time,
you had to.
And I wasn't even, and I, like I said,
not even to be mean,
I
but
told
just
her
to,
exactly,
just to be straight to the point.
Right. And I told her exactly, she was like, oh, it's a formula? I said, you goddamn right it's a formula. I said, guess what? I said, we broke up what? In May? I said, what's this month? I was like, and I was like, I told her, I said, I told my mans, I said, it's about getting around that 6 to 8 month mark that I haven't heard a word from her. I was like, and now I'm about to hear, I was like, I give it a week or two before she calls me. Boom. Clockwork. On the fucking dime.
Clockwork. And people like that, man, that's
how you know somebody's fucking toxic, because now
that's a different breed to begin with. So we're not even just talking about somebody that's involved in your life. All right, because she was involved. You're talking about somebody that only decides when they're going to be involved in their life to leech off of your success.
Right.
That is the worst fucking kind of person.
But
because if I'm only valuable to you when I'm actually valuable, then step back. That's another one of them cliches. If you can't,
if you can't love me at my worst,
right? Then you can't. You don't accept me at my best. Yada yada yada. But I think those are some of the worst kinds of people. And there's sadly, I know personally, me and you, we've seen a lot of them.
A lot of them.
So and I really just like him, I'm not a mean spirited person at all, and anybody that knows me will tell you that. Like,
we the type of people
I
like
got a temper, but
we the type of people though. If we got it, you got it.
Yeah, I cut my arm and give it to you if I fuck with you like that. Like if you like, I need a right arm right now. I'm like, damn man, I could kind of use it, but here you go.
Right.
But some people will take advantage of that, and that's I think that's where we're trying to convey the message to the people that don't recognize when you're being taken advantage of, where you got to draw the line and where you got to say, enough is enough, dog. Like,
and like I said, sometimes
I've given you everything I can give you, from my energy, my time, my money, my spiritual fucking everything, like from top to bottom. And I've received it. It's got to be give and take, man. It's always got to be give and take. And that's where people got to realize, like, you can't give, and never get it. It sounds selfish in a sense, because you feel like you should expect something in return. I'm not saying you should expect something in return,
but you would hope the other person would oblige and like kind of just
anybody that has any type of respect for you as a person and respects your time and energy and stuff like that would willingly give that up, like you do. Yeah. That's why you got to value your relationship with that person like you value your time and energy.
Dog, I remember one time I had lent you money, right? And somebody literally asked me, why did I give you that much? I was like, why wouldn't I? Was he going to pay you back? If he does, he does. If he don't, I'll get it back somehow.
One way or another.
I'm like, I feel like
it always comes full circle.
Right, you get to that certain point, like, you know, like we are, where you don't expect shit back because you know in some way, shape, or form something's coming back. It's like, you know, like let's take the whole like lending money. You lend me money, I might not give it back to you, but you know, maybe 6 months from now, if you need money, I got you.
Right.
It's almost like you just keep recycling the same fucking money over and over, or, you know, recycling time or you know, assets or whatever you got. If you need me to watch your kid, I need you to watch my kid. Okay, cool.
And that's the thing too. Like,
I need the fucking tonic. I was ready to drink just straight gin.
Oh, you've been sick to your stomach on that one, bro.
I almost put it to my mouth.
You've been sick to your stomach. Oh my God, y'all would have had a whole different show. If you
man, I would have been in here.
I feel like
gagging.
I feel like, you know what the problem with today's society is really is like everybody wants to put a oh shit, I'm foaming. Everybody wants to put a dollar amount on something. So like, I even think expect shit back in return. I feel like if you do something for somebody, you should just do it. So I had a discussion the other day. For those who don't know, I'm also involved in the photography, videography. I don't want to say I'm new to the game because I'm not new to the game, but I'm also a father of 2. I work a full-time job. I have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of ways I got to bend my time and stretch my time. So I can't be fully immersed in it the way I'd like to be.
Right.
So I'd say I'm new to the game from a business standpoint, not so much a skill standpoint. So from a business standpoint, a lot of people now putting a dollar amount on time it's like a sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Because I value your time because you're my boy, you know, and I get something out of that, regardless whether it be we're just kicking it and having a couple of drinks and I get to vent to you or you get to vent to me, or we're just genuinely just having a good time. We're just bullshitting and kicking.
Nigga, there's been times we ain't talked to each other for like 2 weeks, not because we ain't want to talk to each other. We just been busy. And
you just get busy and then we pick up like nothing ever happened.
Or you get that one phone call like, nigga, you busy? Nah, bro, let me tell you what happened. I ain't talked to you in 2 fucking weeks.
Right. But it ain't no different. It ain't no different than if I talked to you yesterday.
Right.
But other people will have that notion like, oh, well, you ain't been coming around.
Yeah, they keep tally.
Like, I don't have a life of my own.
Yeah, they keep a tally. Yo, and you know what makes me mad too? When people say like this, oh, well, you ain't called me. Motherfucker, the phone work both ways.
Bro, that is gotta be one of the most annoying statements in the fucking world to me.
If you recognize the fact that I have not been contacting you,
maybe something's wrong with me.
Right. Maybe I'm going through some shit.
Yeah, maybe I have an issue right now. Maybe my home life is fucked up. Maybe I'm going through some sort of depression or something like that. And you're supposed to be my folks, and you're not even trying to reach out and say, I mean,
even a quick
what's
text.
up? I ain't heard from you.
You ain't even got to say fucking hi. You good?
Yeah, you good? I swear to God, on everything.
I hit this nigga up the other day, 5:45 in the morning.
I was just about to get the fuck out of my head.
I hit this motherfucker at 5:45 in the fucking morning.
Give me them buttons. Which one is it?
Which one you want?
Shut up. Shut your... Yeah,
shut
that's the one I want. Literally
5:45 in the morning.
5:40.
And it wasn't nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. I picked up the phone and I'm like, you good? What's up? Yeah. I was just checking on you. You good? Yeah, I'm good. He was like, all right. You just going? I know you're going through a lot.
Just wanted to make sure you was cool.
I said, first of all, don't ever call me before Jesus wake up and try to get all. But that's that. So that.
And that was the extent of our conversation all day.
That was literally it. Well, I don't even think we sent a text after that.
Nope.
I think you might have said, yo, I got these mic stands. And I was like, all right, dope.
And that was it.
Yeah, and boom, done. But that's the thing is, I don't expect that from him. And he don't expect that from me. Like, if I don't talk to him for 3 days, he's not sitting in his fucking house like, yo, I ain't heard from this motherfucker in a minute, man. He must be mad or something. No, he's probably sitting in his house like, damn, Jay probably has some shit to do.
Right.
Stefan probably acting up or something, or maybe he has something to do with school, or you know, and the same thing with him. Like, maybe he has some photo shoots. I know he's been kicking the podcast back off. Maybe he was kicking it with so and so, yada yada yada. Like, I don't sit there and like, man, fuck him. You know what I mean? Like,
and I feel like that's what a lot of people do.
A lot of people do that. I don't want to say a lot of people,
But
I don't want to generalize it. But there is a majority of people, and I'm telling you right now, somebody is hearing this right now, and
they're
in their
that person.
fucking feelings right now.
Yes, because they're that person.
In their feelings, because you are that person.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Just understand you need to value your friendship for what it is. You don't have to be up somebody's ass every day just to be their friend. That is not what it is. You don't have, actually, a stronger friendship is you can go weeks without talking to somebody. I got friends, I got two friends, Danny and Courtney, that I've been friends with Danny since the 4th grade. I've known this man for, goddamn, that would be, do the math, like 20-some years. 20-some years I've been friends with Danny. There was a point in time where I didn't talk to Danny for a few months, probably like 2-3 months, and that's when we were doing our thing over there with that other group of friends, and we were hanging out with them.
Yeah.
We were just in the mix and not paying attention to life as it was. And Danny hit me up out of the blue and asked me to be a groomsman in his wedding. I haven't talked to this man in 3 months.
Right.
He ain't heard from me. I ain't heard from him. We ain't kicked it. I ain't came over his house in a while. And he asked me to be a groomsman in his wedding. Yo, that is friendship, bro. That is a true connection between two people. Like, this man knows, like, we've been down since, elementary. And I'm not kicking you to the curb just because I haven't been doing it. I've been going through my own things. I've been doing my own shit. You've been going through your own things. And Danny's always been ahead of the curve. So Danny's always been the more successful between me and him. Yeah, he's always been the one that has all his ducks in a row. And God bless him that he's like that, man, because he has a beautiful family, beautiful house, and everything. And we're the same age. And I'm like nowhere near where he's at. But 3 months I didn't talk to this man and made me a groomsman in his wedding. Shit, Robbie just hit me up the other day. He's getting married. He's getting deployed December, and he comes back January 2021, something like that. And then he's getting married on Memorial Day that year.
Oh, my birthday weekend.
Yeah, and I haven't, literally Memorial Day is on a Monday. So he's getting married on a Monday.
Well, guess that's where we'll be at.
Yeah. I hate to break the news to you. It's a dry wedding. We'll talk about that later. But I love you guys, though. But Robbie's another one. Like, me and Robbie have been literally outside of Black and, like, Danny and, like, maybe one or two other people. Robbie is another person.
Okay, I gotta get a fucking womp womp sound. Womp womp. I gotta get that because when you said dry wet, that's the first thing I was looking for.
That's family's very religious, so I can't. All right, but I can't say nothing. We already had the discussion. He was over here the other night. I already told him. But Robbie and me have been friends for 22 years. 22 years was the first friend I ever made when I moved to Maryland. And we've been kicking it ever since. But I didn't talk to Robbie for a couple months. And he came over to my house the other night and asked me to be the best man in his wedding.
Boom.
It's possible.
That's how it works.
That's what I'm saying. It's possible. Y'all are out here stressing because you ain't get a damn phone call after talking to the person 12 hours prior.
Right. And honestly, like, this goes back to the whole thing. If y'all were like-minded people, y'all will understand what was going on.
Facts.
But without even having to say anything to each other about it. You just know. and I said this before, you're not going to have the same friendships that you had in high school or elementary school or even college, because guess what? We're grown now. We have responsibilities. I have to get up and go to work every day to pay for my house and my car insurance, and make sure my lights my lights stay on. Kitchen got to wake up, make sure his kids get to school, make sure they're not like people have
your whole mental changes.
Yes, you have a whole life. And you have to keep people around you who understand that, because if not, you're going to be stressed out because they're going to be mad at you.
Right, you're worried about what everybody else
Right.
is thinking. Like, you're not even at that point. That's the sad part is somebody gets mad about it, and now you're worried about what they think about what you're doing.
Right.
That doesn't make a good goddamn. Like, they're mad because you didn't have the time to call them because you was getting your kid on the bus.
Your boy Nick said you don't call him. Sad
Nick,
face.
well, first of all, Nick, you look like a terrorist, and I don't want the FBI to be investigating me.
I got warrants.
If the feds are watching, he's with ISIS.
He's with us. They got ISIS, by the way.
But that's the thing is like you look at it like now shit, man. Like, yeah, I didn't call so and so. Damn, I told him I was gonna call him. Yeah, why is that your concern right now? Because you was just getting your child on the bus.
Right.
That should have been your concern.
And
you worry
honestly,
about that shit later. They'll be all right without
Yeah,
that
they're gonna
phone
be
call or
fine.
text message.
And honestly, if it's really that bad, it take 30 seconds to text. Not even 30 seconds to text somebody. You could take
Yes.
somebody one-handed while you taking a piss. Yo, that's it. That's all.
Yeah, facts. It's like,
You don't want to send a word, send a fucking emoji.
yo, my bad, I forgot.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
It's real quick, and not everybody's going to get to the phone right away. I know sometimes I don't. As much as I'm on my phone, I forget to text people back sometimes for 2 or 3 days at a time.
word. Yeah,
And sometimes
I apologize.
and sometimes I'll even open the text.
And then
not send it.
and then
just
you don't
be-
send it, and then it because you opened it, it's not there, like
Right.
in your face, like shit, man. I never answered them.
I know people get mad at me because I know they see them three little dots just bleeping for forever. Like, what the hell is he writing?
Yeah,
And it literally says my
Writing-
bad, because I
you're
left
right.
it sitting in a
writing a goddamn novel.
and I just left it sitting in a goddamn text thing. That was it.
I think a lot of people get upset now. Like back in the day, you remember back in the day, you didn't really have these problems.
You know why?
Because you didn't have as much
nothing was
accessibility.
right, and nothing was super instant. Everybody
Right.
looks for so much instant gratification now.
Everybody got mad because you wasn't in their top 8 on MySpace.
Hell, man, fuck the top 8. Niggas was mad when your bike was the only bike not in front of somebody's house. I'm being dead the fuck serious.
There was always a level of pettiness.
Yeah, it always was.
Lev, get off your Android shit. We ain't listening to it.
Yeah, we don't do no Android, bro.
You keep your green bubbles over there.
We the BBGs, Blue Bubble Gang.
For life.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it, even back in the day when you was younger, you rode your bike to everybody's house. You would literally, so like now, I would ride my bike over to Kitchen house. Kitchen would grab his bike. We would go to fucking Jay's crib. We would grab Jay, me and Jay, Kitchen. Then we would go to such and such. And we would just end up over one person crib.
Yeah, but if your
Whoever mom let that many people in the houses, that's where you ended up at.
And that was a rare occasion.
Most of the times you just wind up sitting out on a green fucking power box.
Yeah. They don't have enough of them no more. I got one outside of my house. You know what? First of all, you want to know how I know I'm getting old?
You said, fuck you, with
You
a
know
dark
what?
black can.
Dark as shit.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Why did you see? Did you see that? I got my glass. I had to zoom into the fucking.
That's that Android shit. That's
What
why.
is that?
You know how I know, but you know how I know I'm getting old? Because I got one of them green boxes outside my house. So I live in townhouses, row homes, and I'm second to the last one. And on the end, there's that green box. And every day I get home from work, there's about 40 fucking kids sitting on that green box, yelling, throwing shit against the house. They're out there playing basketball, and I come out there.
You know what's crazy? I get mad at these kids.
Like the old man that we used to run from in your neighborhood. Like that was the one house. You know, there was always that one house that you didn't play in front of. There was always some old man or some old woman that would come out there.
Yeah, he used to cook kids in the basement.
Yeah. She used to feed the kids the cracker crumbs underneath the closet door and shit like that. There was always some kind of like urban legend or something. Dad, don't play in front of old Mr. Whitaker's house. He gonna come out there and grab you and put you in the big pot he's got in the basement.
Is that Grandpa Jenkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't go over there.
Yeah,
his name wasn't even fucking Jenkins.
Yeah, there wasn't no Jenkins or nothing. There was some guy named Earl that lived there. He'd been there for 20 years, and works at the pharmacy. Like,
yo, and honestly, I like shout out to everybody who has been able to keep your friends since childhood.
Facts.
Because I mean, it's a lot of shit happening where we don't have friends no more over some dumb shit. They OD, car accidents, like, and
very real. Very
we
real.
got, so the friends that you have now, you should really, really cherish them.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow really isn't promised. And being so mad over petty bullshit, who didn't call who.
Neighbor.
Yo, neighbor.
Yo, swear to God. That's the funniest thing is when we used to live in Timberbrook. And oh my God, shut up, Nick. We used to live in Timberbrook and we were there for probably a couple years at that point. And then next door moved in. Were they twins? Neighbor, we're all twins. But either way, it was a brother and a sister. Close. Yeah, either way. But there was brother and sisters that moved in next door to us, and we used to kick it with them all the time. But for the longest time, we never figured out their names, so we would just call them neighbor. Yeah. And then even after we figured out their names, they were still neighbors. But we would kick it with them like every week.
It was great.
But in all seriousness, the what he just said, like holding on to, especially in this day and age, man, sadly, we live in a time where we're seeing more and more of these ODs and people falling down that path. And honestly, a lot of that is why we got away from the old group of people that we were with, because we saw a lot of people going down that path, and that wasn't really for us at that point anymore. We had partied it up as much as we could, and then we were out. We had bigger dreams, bigger aspirations, and shit to move on to. But a lot of people, I gotta say, I could probably say there's quite a few people that I went to high school with that I could say I was good friends with that are either tied up in that shit now or have lost their life or lost their freedom.
Right.
Something like that. So, yeah, it's shout out to everybody that's been holding on to their friends for that long. Like I said, I only got a couple of them. This guy next to me and two other guys that I've been friends with for like 20-plus years. Outside of that, man, that's a pretty tight circle for me. I mean, I got other friends that I've grown to know and love over the time, but keeping it over that period, that length of time, you're talking, I'm 31 now, so I've been friends with this guy since before I could drink legally. So I mean, that's maturity over that time. That's a huge stretch. That's what people seem to forget sometimes. It's like, yeah, you're an adult at 21. Technically, by law. But mentally, maturity is not nowhere near there. You couldn't have given me what I got now at 21. I wouldn't.
What's crazy? I said that same thing.
I wouldn't know how to act.
I said, if I was able to do what I can do now, back in my 20s, 21, 22, my early 20s, I wouldn't have stuck with shit.
Nope.
It wouldn't have worked, and I would have been on. I would, not even on. I can't even say on to the next one. I just probably would have been like, fuck it. Yeah. like I'm not even. So it do take a level of maturity. It take on both ends. Sometimes maybe if you think, hey, why this person ain't reach out to me? Why don't you just reach out to them? If you say, hey, I haven't talked to them in a minute, hit them up, call them, invite them out to lunch. And people think sometimes you have to
That's
do like
what we
this.
do now as adults. We do lunch.
Yeah, you know, people think that you. Matter of fact, I'm going to meet my boy tomorrow for lunch.
Yeah,
he was like, yo, we got a link. I was like, what you trying to do? He said, you want to grab lunch? Hell yeah, nigga. Let's go.
That's an adult ass thing to do. We're gonna go grab lunch real quick and we're gonna kick the shit.
Facts. Let's go. I'm always down to eat. Say something smart.
I wish you would.
But I mean, you know, if you feel like that person that you have a relationship with isn't reaching out to you, reach out to them. You
Really?
I'm not even saying take the first step. Just, you know, just say hi, hey, because you really sometimes don't know what somebody else is actually going through or dealing with.
You could be their saving grace.
Facts.
That person that you feel like hasn't reached out to you could feel like they could feel so alone right now. They could feel like, damn, like everybody's gave up on me. And you could be the one person that finally comes out and says, yo, man, what's up? What you doing this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Something as simple as that. To show them, to give them a fucking, just a shed of light to say, you know what? Shit, man. Maybe people do remember I'm still here. You know what I mean? You never know. And it couldn't be something that deep. Sometimes it might just be they're really just going through some shit. Maybe, you know, their AC unit broke at their house and they've been trying to get it repaired. Or, you know, something like the dog swallowed a chicken bone and we've been in and out of the vet all week or something. You know, either way, it could be anything. But to sit there and have that, you know, that feeling in your heart like, man, well, they ain't hit me up, so fuck them. That's the wrong way to go about it. Just hit them up and be like, yo, man, you good? That's it. That's all it is.
That's all you got to do.
That's really all it is.
It takes 30 seconds. And on top of that, if your boy or, you know, your girl or whoever, your friend, they come to you with an idea, don't downplay it. You know, if they come to you with some kind of hope or dreams or they got like they hype about something, don't downplay it. You know, show interest. Try to figure out what they talking about, or if you don't know it, try to learn about it. And maybe you see something that they don't. Two minds is always better than one at the end of the day. There is honestly no bad ideas until you try it.
This
Lies.
whole thing.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
No, there's bad ideas.
There's a lot of bad ideas.
There's a lot of bad ideas. Don't listen to him. There's a lot of bad ideas.
I just realized what I said. I was like, wait a minute. Somebody gonna go out there and be like, Black said there was no bad ideas. Heroin.
Why? Yeah.
No, nigga, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, I made these wings out of fucking construction paper and fucking toothpicks. And I'm gonna go jump off my balcony. No,
that's a bad idea.
Terrible idea.
Right.
Terrible idea. You're not gonna fly, my guy. You're gonna hit the ground.
But if it's within reason,
and
it sounds like something that could possibly be feasible.
Yeah. If you feel like you're gonna innovate the underwear business or something like that, and you really got a genuine idea, I'll hear you out. Yeah, you know, sometimes I get cramped up down there, man. Maybe you got a bigger pocket,
right?
You know, for my joint to sit in. You know what I mean?
There's actually an underwear company that has that.
It's Duluth.
Duluth, yup.
Trading company.
Yes, that's exactly who it is.
Yeah, and they guarantee their shit too.
Yes.
And if it ever rips or damages, they will replace it. Shameless plug.
Yo.
I don't own no Duluth Trading Company because they're probably like $40 a pair, but
yeah, I never shop there. I see
them, John. So
I see the billboards all the time though, and I say, they look comfortable.
No regrets.
Not
even one letter.
Not even one letter.
No, really though, man. That's look. We live in a day and age now, man, where anybody can take an idea and run with it because you're so accessible. We had this discussion earlier. Everything's so accessible. And if you feel like you don't know how to do something, I got a tip for you. Fucking YouTube.
First off, YouTube.
You
University.
can learn how to fucking cook meth on YouTube. I don't suggest that, but you could probably.
We don't endorse this at all on a Black Opinionated podcast. We don't endorse doing drugs. I feel like I gotta put that disclaimer out right now.
It's a Black Opinionated podcast. It's not endorsing any use of any illicit drugs.
Right.
But no, seriously though, I mean, just stop fucking being lazy. If you got an idea, go out.
Go out and do it.
And I mean, if you got to do so, look.
And if your boy telling you, nah, nigga, that's not gonna work, get rid of him.
Yeah, he's no good to you. He's poison.
Hold on, time out.
Where the whole
if he's saying or if she's saying it's not going to work, and that's all they're saying.
Yeah, if they don't have
Get rid of them.
genuine reasons and facts and give you like a whole fucking Venn diagram
Right.
on the whole thing.
Because
like,
I tell Kitchen all the time. Because Kitchen will come to me be like, yo, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, what about this? And then he'll be like, well, what if we do it like this? And I say, well, what if we do it like this? And then we take this idea and we mash them together.
And now we got a good idea.
And then we got a great idea. It's like, what
Go
do you
together like lamb and tuna fish.
Like lamb and tuna. What do you- He says, like, if I gave you that Northern Lights.
You take that Northern Lights stuff and that red espresso snowflake,
And they had a
baby.
And those two babies somehow got together and fucked.
This is the shit that.
Just the shit that they produce. This is it.
But honestly, the shit that you're watching right now, the shit that you're listening to and watching right now, has been a fucking long process.
It has been a journey. We were just talking about this before we even came on and did the show.
Literally just talked about this because we've been trying for me and him to get together to do an episode because this literally started on my grandmother's back porch. That's no bullshit. It was one laptop, one eBay soundboard that we found. Didn't have a fucking clue how to use it.
Couple fucking Radio Shack microphones.
Shack microphones, some bullshit headphones, and a laptop. And we went out there and we said, fuck it, we're gonna wing it. All off of somebody walking up to this man and saying, yo, man, you got a voice like you should be on the radio. And we both looked at each other and we were like,
That's what we're doing. This is how we're going to get rich.
That's it.
Fast forward to 2019. We're not rich.
We're not rich.
But
We're in my basement right now instead of my grandmother's back porch. But
everything that we talked
y'all
about
dumb
doing.
bastards are listening to us.
Yes. And everything that we talked about doing 6 years ago
All
when we
coming to
started all of
fruition.
this.
I had to use fruition before you did.
Because I was about to say it. You son of a bitch.
Shut your mouth.
So everything that we tried to do 5 years ago, we had the thought to do it, but the technology that we needed to do it with wasn't there. Or you needed some kind of super complicated setup in order to run it exactly how we wanted to do it. And at that point, we couldn't afford it.
We had all the ideas and none of the honestly, we had all the ideas and none of the real knowledge
On how to do it.
on how to do it. And
We had a good theory. We had theories.
We had theories.
Right.
Yeah, we had theories. We had Big Bang Theory.
I felt like because I have a background in mechanics and audio and technology. Like that's what I went to school for. So I felt like I was a pretty knowledgeable fucking person when it came to running audio.
He's not at all.
As you see, 2019, we're here. In
He
the basement.
forgot the fucking power cord tonight.
Oh my God. Okay. So anybody who watches,
Just for anybody that knows,
No,
we
so
would have
listen,
been on at like
any-
7:30, but he forgot the power cord.
anybody that fucking watches know that I do the setup from the crib, right? Y'all seen the growth of the fucking studio at the house and everything. I've been showing y'all follow the page,
Dumbass pop figures.
right? I love those pop figures.
I was so mad. I was jealous.
because they're
I'm not gonna lie.
dope.
Yeah, the whole setup was dope.
It was. But yet again, that took time. That was something that I actually sat down and thought about. Not just what we did before, just take this.
Just to keep it semi on topic, because we kind of went off from the whole toxic thing. Just to keep it semi on topic, he came to me with this idea probably 6 months ago?
And look where we at now.
6-7 months ago.
I said,
He just said, he was like, yo. This was one of them random text messages out of the blue. We probably ain't talked to each other in a couple of days. And he came out of the blue and he was like, bro, I'm thinking about bringing the podcast back. I said, well, fucking do it.
Then I text you 3 months later, said, they got this board out now.
Yeah. And we're here now.
Right. And guess what? With the board, with all the camera setups that we had talked about 5 years ago doing, coming into Facebook. But guess what? Honestly, if the person sitting right next to
I
me,
don't even think they had Facebook Live when we first started.
they didn't. They
There
didn't.
was no Facebook Live.
We were just talking about trying to get the video onto Facebook.
Yeah. And now there's a whole fucking platform just for that. That's
And
that's
honestly,
what I was trying to get at is like there's so much accessibility to do what you want to do, regardless of what if you want to learn, if you want to be a fucking chef, there's a whole there's probably 20,000 Facebook pages.
First off,
with recipes that you could learn how to be a fucking chef. I mean,
you could follow Tasty.
Right. And
then tweak it for yourself.
there's so many good things on there. I seen jalapeno stuff with, they were jalapeno poppers, but they were stuffed with tater tots, cream cheese, and wrapped in bacon. Anyway,
We had a moment of silence. But honestly, if it wasn't for the person sitting next to me, I probably would have gave up a long fucking time ago.
Drink.
Yeah.
oh,
Yup.
all right. Break for a drink.
What they and you know what? So look, like I was telling Kitchen today, I had to go get these mic stands and everything because this is the first time that I brought the setup out the house, and then I realized I was a little bit ill-equipped not to run it, not at the house, right? So I had to go out and buy a couple things today. So I went to Guitar Center, and
You went to where?
what did I say?
I went to Guitar Center.
So I went to Guitar Center, right? I went to fucking Guitar Center, got the mic stands. I just, I told the guy what I need the mic stands for. I was like, I need to, I got some pretty heavy microphones. I need them not to be a tip over. He said, we got a whole podcast section over here. I said, oh, well, word, that's dope, because I run a podcast. So it's exactly what I need it for. He was like, what?
Well, funny story.
Right. Well, he was like, well, what's your podcast? I was like, it's a Black Opinionated podcast. He said, where can I follow you at? Follow me right in the store. One of the employees. He's like, yo, all I do on my downtime is listen to podcasts all day long. I said, bro, but rewind 5 years ago, if I felt like I should have given up and Kitchen was like, yeah, bro, you probably should just let it the fuck go. Like, shit ain't working.
Probably would have let it go.
I probably would have just let it the fuck go. Like, all right, my nigga. But with him in my corner, he was like, nah, man, we'll just put it on the back burner for a little bit, and we'll kind of revisit it when we got the time and the money to do exactly how we want to do it.
And to go back to a point that we made earlier, I invested a lot of money in the early stages of this.
Facts.
Money that I didn't have.
Facts.
But I had a belief that we were going to go somewhere.
Because I didn't have it. I was working part-time.
And just to be clear, I've never asked for a dime of this back. Never. I've always just encouraged and always been the friend to say, fuck it. If you feel like you can do it, let's do it. What do you need from me? That is the most encouraging answer to anybody that ever has any faith or trust in you to be their sidekick or to be their friend or whatever it is that you are to them. If he came to me and said something and he was like, bro, I'm thinking about doing this, my answer more times than not was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Let's try it.
And we'll see where we go with it. What do you need from me? You know what I mean? Like have it. That never deterred us. We had a small falling out for like a short period of time. We talked it out. Boom, it was done, and we went right back to making moves again. It was never a big thing.
And you know what's crazy? We both got on that whole, well, if he want to talk to me, he'll call me kind of thing.
Yeah, dead ass we did. And then it got to a point where, you know what?
I was like, damn, that phone call's not coming through.
The sad part was it took for us to come face to face, and we didn't even know we was going to be in the same place at the same time.
Right.
And I was working that night. This is when
I just showed up to drink.
That's when I bounced at Kildare's. Anybody that knows me knows the days at Kildare's, and they were lit. But I was bouncing at Kildare's, and I was sitting there, and we're lit.
That's how they were.
Shout out DJ Infamous.
Facts and Collision.
And Collision. He better play Dick in a Box for somebody tonight because it's that time of year.
It is that time of year.
But I was at Kildare's. He showed up. We was both mad at each other. I wasn't calling him. He wasn't calling me. We was like 3 weeks deep into this little dumbass feud that we had going on. We went out back. We yelled at each other for like 5 minutes. And he was like, all right, bro. I'm sorry, man. I love you, bro. All right, cool, man. All right, well, we're done with it. And that was that. Boom, done. It was over. It was like a 5 to 10 minute conversation, and we had been holding out on each other for 3 fucking weeks over stupid shit.
It was fucking stupid.
Money.
Like
It was money, time, and dumb shit. Listen, if I can tell you anything for sure, now, as I stand here as a 31-year-old man with 2 fucking kids, you will get the money back.
some way or another.
It will come back around one way or another.
Yeah, you gotta.
Don't stress on that shit as hard as you fucking do, because you will make the money back. If you are determined to get that shit back, it will come back around. The one thing you can't get back is
time.
Fucking time.
Facts. Fucking time.
You cannot get the time back.
And imagine if we were talking for them 3 weeks, how productive we fucking could have been.
We could have
But we
fucking
were so
improved on
fucking-
everything that we had fucked up in them 3 weeks.
But we were so mad.
so mad at each
And
other.
our ego, we're both really headstrong people. Our egos
Proud as shit.
would not let us. My ego would not allow me to
I
pick
might
up the
fight
phone.
him on air.
I mean, if it happens, it fucking happened, my guy. But what I'm saying is, my ego honestly would not allow me to pick up the phone and apologize.
That was a
Because
different time,
I
though.
said that you had to do it first. You had to call me because what I said, I was valid in my point, and what you said, you were fucking wrong. So you called me and you
And
apologized.
wait,
And, then
if you
probably
talk to
thought-
me,
right,
I was valid in my point, and you was fucking wrong.
right,
So we was both standing there like, nah, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm right.
right.
Nah, I'm right. All right, whatever. And then when we
And
finally
honestly,
met
at
each
the end of
other,
the day,
we was
nobody
like,
was right.
no, neither one of us was right.
Nobody was right.
We had a couple of points where we might have been a little bit valid, and then both of us
Facts.
was like, you know what?
And then it just kind of ran off.
Now.
Yep.
Sound dumb as shit right now. Both of us do. We was
It,
supposed
it got to the point that when we started talking again, we went to his grandmother's house, and his grandmom was like, "I'm so glad y'all made up." She was like, Jesus fucking Christ. She was like, because he was walking around here like somebody who lost his fucking dog. She was like, and I ain't seen you in fucking weeks. Like, she was like, what is wrong with y'all? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being mad.
Yeah,
we
we had a moment. Can we have a fucking moment?
Yo, it was crazy.
That was our 20s.
Yeah, we were in our 20s, yeah.
Yeah, we're different men now.
Way different. I would never let nothing like that happen right now.
Now we drink Tanqueray in front of a ring light, talking to microphones.
It's a fun time. it's a good time to be alive. I'm not even going to hold you. And as soon as I can figure out, and I think, remember I was telling you earlier that the camera, it'd be cutting in and out. I think it's because I need more power to it. So I'm going to have to get that USB hub. Hey, anybody listening want to support the Black Opinionated podcast? I need this power USB hub. I'll put the link in the description below.
Cash App, Venmo,
PayPal, we take it all. I told somebody the other day, I said, yo, I do not give niggas a chance to say they ain't got the money.
Nope.
I said, whatever you
You
got.
can send money digitally now.
Facts. Whatever you got, I can accept it. I keep the card reader with the chip in my car.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I'm waiting on a bum to run up on me like, you got some spare change, man? I'd be like, nah. And he'd be like,
I'll take Cash App. Yo, I swear to God, that's how it's coming.
Yo, that's the way
These
it's
bums
gonna
about
go.
to be standing at the end of the corner with a phone out like.
Yo, because they get them phones,
It's going to
man.
say like this. Look, the sign going to be like, it's going to say Cash App tag.
Yeah. This guy have his Cash App tag.
Cash App tag. Like, God damn, I can't even.
Send all
fucking-
money to at.
I can't even get away from this right now, you motherfuckers.
Oh, my God.
Man, this was a good first show.
I like it.
Back for you. Because you ain't did this in a minute.
It's been a minute. But I just like talking shit.
Yeah, you with the shits, bro. That's why I
I'm
said.
really with
That's
the
why I
shits.
said, yo, we gotta